All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that arm workout. Arms are probably feeling it after all that stuff, so let's do a few things to just stretch out the arms for a bit. If you want to come down to a laying position, we're going to have the hands out in a T, and we're going to peel up on one side and get a stretch through the front of the chest. So let's come down to the stomach, hands in a T shape. I'm going to stick one arm out to the side, prop up on the other hand, and then the back leg, you are more than welcome to kind of stack it on top of the other one, or in fact, bring the foot behind, your choice. You can also raise the arm up to the ceiling, and you should be feeling a stretch here through the front of the pec and the chest. Did a lot of work with the pecs today, chest work, so this should feel pretty good. Especially tomorrow, if you're feeling fairly sore, this is also a really great one to do. Let's go ahead and hold this here for a good 20 to 30 seconds or so before we switch sides. All right, let's go ahead and switch. So let's bring the other arm straight in line with the shoulder, prop up on the other hand. You can stack the foot behind or bring it behind you. And if you want, you can reach the free arm upwards towards the ceiling so you get a little bit more stretch. Try to peel that chest open towards the ceiling a bit. So we'll hold this here again for about 30 seconds on this side. Okay, let's go ahead and come out of that one. We'll do a lat stretch. We'll do like a one-sided child's pose and anchor down the forearm. So if you want to start on all fours, let's go ahead and place one forearm and hand down on the floor. And then you're going to send your hips back like you're going into child's pose. And try not to move the forearm. So you're hopefully going to feel a stretch underneath the armpit and the lat. When you do this, you can use your other arm as leverage to kind of help push your hips back. And if you want, you can even turn and twist your head to the side. So this should be a really good lat stretch. So we'll go ahead and hold this here for about 20 to 30 seconds. And again, just keep your forearm and elbow hooked down in the floor. If you let it slide back on you, then you're not really going to feel that stretch. So you want to keep that hand anchored down. Try to send the hips back further. Press the armpit towards the floor. All right, go ahead and scoot forward out of that. Bring the other arm to the floor. So forearm and hand and palm anchor down. Use the other arm as leverage, and you're going to send your hips back. Going to push your chest towards the floor, and you can turn your head towards the side and feel that stretch underneath the lats and the armpit. All right, let's go ahead and come out of that. We're going to do a inverted bridge stretch. So go ahead and come to a seated position. Let's bring the hands behind you, fingers facing forward, probably about, a foot or so from your hips. And from here, you can start by just broadening your chest and turning your shoulders outwards and starting to lift your hips up ever so slightly. Kind of just, once you bring your hips off the ground, you should feel hopefully a stretch through the front of the shoulders. You can also experiment turning your hands outwards a bit too, but I usually find the stretch more if the fingers are facing forward. I'm just lifting the hips up, feeling a stretch through the front of the shoulders. You can hold this for a moment. If you want, you can also head down to your forearms and then also hold, try to broaden your chest. It's a little bit harder, a little bit more difficult of a movement to do depending on your chest and shoulder mobility. So you can come down here if you'd like, or stay up at a taller bridge. Go ahead and come out of that. We're going to do eagle arms real quick. So let's go ahead and cross one elbow on top of the crease of the other elbow. And then you're going to bring both palms facing towards each other. So the hand that's in front, you're going to have to turn that palm forward and then try to grab your palms. And then once you have your eagle arms hooked as best you can, I just kind of have the thumb here, so everyone's gonna be a little bit different. You're gonna try to push your elbows as far away, round your back, round your shoulder blades. Just feel that stretch through the back, upper back here, and perhaps outside of the shoulders. You're probably gonna feel this more in the arm that's hooked on top, and we'll switch sides here in just a moment. So keep on pressing those elbows far away. All right, let's go ahead and unwind and switch sides. So let's bring the other elbow on top of the crease of the other one. Turn the palms so that they're facing each other and try to do your best to grab your palms. And then we'll drive the elbows away, round the shoulder blades, round the upper back. Just kind of drive your arms away so you feel that stretch through the back of the shoulders and your upper back. All right, let's finish off with one last thread the needle. So let's come back down to hands and knees. We're gonna take one arm, reach up overhead, and then reach it underneath, palm facing up, and lay on the shoulder. And then you'll take the other arm and you'll walk it as far as you can away, like you're in child's pose. And you can place the weight of your chest into that shoulder. Feel a good stretch through the back of the shoulder there. So we'll hold this here also for a few seconds before we switch. All right, go ahead and unwind, and let's do the other side. So come back to tabletop, reach the other hand up, thread it underneath, rest that shoulder down, and then walk the other arm straight. So you're reaching out in front of you, send the hips back, and then put the weight into that shoulder to get a good stretch through the outside. All right, folks, thanks for joining me today on this arm workout. Hopefully you can go and show those guns off sometime during the summer and have fun the rest of the weekend.